Nothing changes if you don't. Good evening, everyone. As we stand here at the dawn of a new year, 2025, let me start with a question. What do you see when you look at your life right now? Is it a picture of joy and fulfillment? Or do you see dreams left on a shelf, talents you've buried, or battles you've avoided because they seem too big to fight? Let me tell you something. Life isn't about waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap or for the perfect moment to come knocking on your door. Life is about action. It's about you deciding right here, right now, that where you are today doesn't have to be where you stay. Dreams are the lifeblood of our ambitions, the spark that ignites our passions, and the compass that guides us toward a vision of what our lives could be. They are powerful, inspiring, and full of potential. Yet dreams alone are not enough to create change or bring fulfillment. Without action, dreams are like seeds left on a shelf full of life and possibility, but unable to grow into the flourishing trees they were meant to become. When you dream, you begin to envision a life that is different, better, or more aligned with your purpose. It's an exciting process, often filling you with hope and motivation. But this initial burst of energy can fade quickly if it isn't followed by deliberate steps. Too often, people fall into the trap of believing that dreaming is the work itself. They mistake the act of envisioning a brighter future for the actual path to achieving it. The truth is that dreaming, while essential, is just the first step. To transform those dreams into reality, you must take action. Action requires effort, persistence, and most importantly, courage. It demands that you step outside of your comfort zone, confront your fears, and be willing to fail and learn along the way. This is where many people hesitate. They hold onto their dreams, cherishing them in their minds, but never risking the vulnerability it takes to pursue them. It's easy to romanticize the idea of a dream and keep it in a safe, untouchable place. There it cannot be challenged, critiqued, or threatened by failure. But a dream that isn't acted upon remains a fantasy, something that exists only in the realm of what could have been. On the other hand, when you commit to taking action, you give your dreams the opportunity to take shape. Action is often messy. It doesn't come with guarantees, and it rarely looks the way you imagined it would. The path to achieving a dream is filled with unexpected twists and turns, moments of doubt, and countless obstacles. But this journey is also what makes a dream worthwhile. It is through action that you learn, grow, and discover strengths you didn't know you had. Each step you take brings you closer to the life you envision and teaches you lessons that no amount of planning or dreaming could ever provide. There's also an important distinction to make between action and busy work. Many people confuse the two, thinking that staying occupied is the same as making progress. But true action is intentional. It is rooted in purpose and directed toward a clear goal. It requires focus and discipline, which often means saying no to distractions and prioritizing what truly matters. Taking action also means embracing the reality that progress may be slow. In a world that often glorifies instant results, it can be discouraging when your efforts don't immediately lead to success. But even small steps, when taken consistently, can lead to significant change over time. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in itself because it moves you closer to your dream. Fear is one of the greatest barriers to action. Fear of failure, rejection, or judgment can paralyze you, convincing you that it's safer to stay where you are than to risk stepping into the unknown. But fear loses its power when you face it head-on. Taking action doesn't mean you won't feel afraid. It means choosing to move forward despite that fear. With every action you take, you build confidence and resilience, proving to yourself that you are capable of handling challenges. When you take action, you send a message to yourself and the world that your dreams are worth pursuing. It's not enough to hope for a better future. You must actively work toward it. Dreams are the foundation, but action is the structure that brings them to life. Without action, even the most inspiring dreams will remain just that dash dreams. Your circumstances, no matter how challenging or limiting they may seem, do not determine the scope of your potential. It is easy to look at the external factors in your life and use them as a measure of what you can or cannot achieve. This is a common mindset, one that traps countless individuals in cycles of self-doubt and inaction. But the truth is that potential is not a fixed attribute defined by your current situation. Instead, it is a boundless energy waiting to be unlocked by the choices you make each day. Circumstances can be overwhelming. You might find yourself facing financial struggles, emotional pain, physical limitations, or a lack of resources. These challenges are real, and they demand to be acknowledged. However, they are not insurmountable barriers. They are simply starting points. What matters most is how you respond to them. Every great achievement begins with someone who chose to rise above their circumstances and redefine what was possible. When you view your circumstances as definitive, you give them power over your life. You allow them to dictate your decisions, limit your vision, and constrain your actions. This perspective fosters a sense of helplessness, convincing you that you are a victim of forces beyond your control. But when you shift your mindset and recognize that your potential lies within you, not in the conditions around you, you begin to take back that power. It's important to understand that potential is not about what you already have, but about what you can create. It's about the effort, determination, and resilience you bring to the table. No one starts with all the tools they need to succeed, but those who achieve great things are the ones who commit to building what they lack. They take responsibility for their growth and recognize that every choice they make shapes their future. Choices are the most powerful tool you have. Every day you are presented with opportunities to choose progress over stagnation, growth over fear, and action over complacency. These choices might seem small or insignificant in the moment, but over time they compound into significant change. When you choose to believe in your potential and act on it, you set a chain reaction in motion that transforms your life. Many people struggle to see beyond their immediate circumstances because they focus on the obstacles rather than the possibilities. It's natural to feel discouraged when the path ahead seems uncertain or filled with challenges. But obstacles are not there to stop you, they are there to teach you. They test your commitment, strengthen your resolve, and force you to think creatively. Often, the very things you perceive as limitations are the catalyst for your greatest growth. Your potential is also shaped by your mindset. A fixed mindset tells you that your abilities and talents are static, that you are either capable or not. This kind of thinking reinforces the idea that your circumstances are in control. But a growth mindset, on the other hand, recognizes that skills can be developed, challenges can be overcome, and failures are opportunities to learn. With a growth mindset, you view your circumstances not as defining factors, but as a backdrop against which you can write your story. Taking ownership of your potential means rejecting excuses. It means refusing to blame external factors for your lack of progress and instead focusing on what you can do, even in the smallest of ways. Every step forward, no matter how modest, is a testament to your ability to rise above your circumstances. It's also worth noting that no one achieves their potential alone. Surrounding yourself with supportive, encouraging people can make a significant difference. These are the individuals who remind you of your strength when you forget it, who challenge you to aim higher, and who celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Your circumstances are just one part of your story. They set the stage, but you are the one who decides how the story unfolds. Your potential is limitless, shaped not by where you start, but by how you choose to move forward. Discomfort is an unavoidable part of growth and transformation. It is the space where you confront the unfamiliar, where your assumptions are challenged, and where you are forced to adapt and learn. Many people shy away from discomfort, associating it with pain or failure. But it is often the very thing that propels you forward and brings you closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. Growth cannot happen in the confines of comfort because comfort keeps you stationary, locked in patterns and habits that feel safe but limit your potential. When you set out to make a change or pursue a goal, the first thing you encounter is often resistance. This resistance may come from fear, self-doubt, or even from external circumstances. It manifests as an uneasy feeling, a voice in your head questioning whether you're capable or whether the effort is worth it. This discomfort is natural, and it's a sign that you are stepping into new territory. It is the price of leaving behind what is familiar and reaching for something greater. Transformation requires you to confront this discomfort head-on. It requires you to sit with the uncertainty and the fear without letting them dictate your actions. This is easier said than done because discomfort triggers a survival instinct. Your mind tells you to retreat, to return to what is known and safe, but this instinct, while protective, can also be a barrier to progress. To grow, you must learn to push past this initial resistance and trust that the discomfort you feel is temporary and will lead to something better. Discomfort is not just a feeling to be endured, it is a teacher. It reveals your weaknesses and forces you to address them. It highlights areas where you need to improve and challenges you to find creative solutions. In many ways, discomfort is a mirror, reflecting back the parts of yourself that you may not want to see but need to acknowledge. By facing these truths, you gain the opportunity to transform not only your circumstances but also yourself. Growth often feels like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. The process is rarely linear, and there will be moments when you feel stuck or even like you're moving in the wrong direction. This is part of the journey. Discomfort doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're learning. It means you're trying something new, stretching beyond your limits, and testing the boundaries of what you thought was possible. The most significant breakthroughs often come after the most challenging periods of discomfort. Another important aspect of discomfort is its ability to build resilience. Each time you face a difficult situation and choose to move through it, you become stronger. You prove to yourself that you are capable of handling adversity, and this confidence carries over into other areas of your life. Resilience is not something you are born with, it's something you develop by repeatedly stepping into discomfort and emerging on the other side. It is also worth noting that not all discomfort is created equal. There is a difference between the discomfort of growth and the discomfort of staying in a situation that no longer serves you. The former is productive, leading to progress and self-improvement, while the latter is stagnant, keeping you stuck in patterns that drain your energy and stifle your potential. Recognizing the difference between these 2 types of discomfort is crucial so that you can focus your efforts on the growth that truly matters. Discomfort is often accompanied by fear of failure, but failure itself is not something to be feared. It is a natural part of growth and an essential ingredient in transformation. Failure teaches you what doesn't work, clarifies your goals, and helps you refine your approach. It is through failure that you develop the perseverance and determination needed to succeed. When you view discomfort and failure as allies rather than enemies, you begin to see them as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Every great achievement and every meaningful transformation comes with a level of discomfort. Whether it's learning a new skill, building a relationship, or pursuing a dream, you will encounter moments that challenge you to your core. These moments are not signals to stop, but invitations to keep going, to lean into the discomfort and trust the process. Discomfort is the crucible in which growth occurs, shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself. Failure is often seen as something to be avoided, a sign of weakness or inadequacy, but in reality, it is one of the most valuable teachers you will ever have. It is not the opposite of success, it is a critical part of the process that leads to it. When you view failure through the lens of growth, it transforms from a source of shame into a powerful opportunity for learning and self-improvement. Every failure contains lessons that, if embraced, can guide you toward greater achievements and a deeper understanding of yourself. Failure happens because you tried. This simple truth is worth acknowledging because many people never take that first step out of fear of failing. They stay in their comfort zones, clinging to the illusion of safety and avoiding risks that could lead to rejection or disappointment. But by avoiding failure, they also avoid growth. To fail means you had the courage to act, to take a risk, and to put yourself out there. It is a sign of effort, and effort is always the foundation of progress. The experience of failure can be painful. It can shake your confidence and make you question your abilities. This emotional weight is one of the reasons people fear failure so deeply. However, pain is not a permanent state. It is temporary, and it can be a catalyst for change if you allow it to be. The key is to process the experience, reflect on what went wrong, and extract the lessons it offers. Failure forces you to confront your weaknesses and gaps in knowledge, providing a clear roadmap for improvement. Some of the world's most successful individuals attribute their achievements to the failures they endured along the way. They didn't succeed in spite of their failures, but because of them. Failure builds resilience, a quality that is essential for long-term success. Resilience is the ability to keep going, to adapt, and to persevere even when things don't go as planned. Each time you fail and choose to try again, you strengthen this resilience, proving to yourself that setbacks are not the end of the road, but stepping stones towards something greater. Failure also teaches humility. It reminds you that you don't have all the answers and that there is always more to learn. This humility is a gift because it keeps you open to new ideas, perspectives, and approaches. It encourages you to seek guidance, ask for help, and collaborate with others, which often leads to better outcomes than trying to go it alone. Failure humbles you in a way that success cannot, making you more grounded and receptive to growth. One of the most important lessons failure teaches is the value of persistence. Success is rarely achieved on the first attempt. It often requires multiple tries, each one informed by the lessons learned from previous failures. This iterative process is how progress is made. Every failure provides a piece of the puzzle, bringing you closer to the solution. When you adopt this mindset, failure becomes less intimidating because you understand it as part of the journey rather than a final judgment on your abilities. Another powerful aspect of failure is its ability to clarify your goals and priorities. Sometimes failure reveals that the path you were on wasn't the right one for you. It forces you to reevaluate, to ask yourself what you truly want, and to make adjustments accordingly. This kind of clarity is invaluable because it ensures that your efforts are aligned with your authentic aspirations rather than external expectations or fleeting desires. Fear of failure can paralyze you, keeping you from taking the very actions that could lead to success. Overcoming this fear requires a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing failure as something to be avoided at all costs, see it as a necessary and valuable part of the process. Understand that failing does not make you a failure, it makes you human. It is proof that you are striving for something meaningful and pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. Failure also connects you with others in a profound way. It reminds you that everyone, no matter how successful they appear, has faced setbacks and struggles. This shared experience creates empathy and understanding, breaking down the walls of perfectionism and comparison. When you embrace your own failures, you inspire others to do the same, fostering a culture of authenticity and growth. Failure is a teacher, a guide, and a catalyst for transformation. It strips away illusions, challenges your assumptions, and forces you to confront the truth about where you are and where you want to go. Through failure, you gain the insights, skills, and resilience needed to achieve success. Taking responsibility for your life is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. It is the moment you stop blaming external circumstances, other people, or even bad luck for where you are, and start focusing on what you can control. Responsibility is not about accepting blame for everything that happens to you. It is about recognizing that you have the power to shape your life through your choices and actions. This mindset shift is the foundation of personal growth and the key to unlocking your full potential. You move from a passive role to an active one. Instead of seeing life as something that happens to you, you begin to see it as something you can influence and create. This shift requires a level of self-awareness and honesty that can be uncomfortable at first. It means looking at your life and acknowledging where your own decisions or lack of action have contributed to your current situation. This is not about self-criticism, but about understanding the role you play in your own story. Blame is one of the biggest barriers to taking responsibility. It is tempting to point fingers at others or external factors when things don't go as planned. While there are often circumstances beyond your control, focusing solely on them leaves you feeling powerless. Blame keeps you stuck because it places the solution outside of yourself. Taking responsibility, on the other hand, shifts your focus to what you can do to improve the situation. It is an act of reclaiming your power and refusing to let external forces dictate your life. Responsibility also means owning your successes and failures alike. It is easy to take credit for your achievements, but much harder to acknowledge your role in setbacks or mistakes. However, this acknowledgement is essential for growth. When you accept responsibility for your failures, you give yourself the opportunity to learn from them. You begin to see mistakes not as reflections of your worth, but as valuable experiences that can guide you toward better decisions in the future. Taking responsibility requires discipline and commitment. It means setting goals, creating plans, and holding yourself accountable for following through. It also means being willing to adjust those plans when necessary and learning from the outcomes of your efforts. This level of accountability is what separates wishful thinking from true progress. It is the difference between hoping for change and actively working to create it. One of the challenges of taking responsibility is that it often involves making difficult choices. You may have to let go of habits, relationships, or beliefs that no longer serve you. You may have to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself or face fears that you've been avoiding. These choices are not easy, but they are necessary for growth. Responsibility is about doing what needs to be done even when it's hard, because you know it will lead to a better outcome in the long run. Taking responsibility also involves recognizing the impact of your actions on others. It means being accountable not only to yourself but also to those around you. This doesn't mean taking on the burden of solving everyone's problems, but it does mean being mindful of how your choices affect the people in your life. Responsibility fosters integrity, trust, and stronger relationships because it shows that you are reliable and committed to doing the right thing. Another important aspect of responsibility is learning to let go of excuses. Excuses are comforting because they absolve you of accountability, but they also keep you from reaching your potential. When you stop making excuses and start taking ownership of your actions, you open the door to real progress. This doesn't mean ignoring legitimate challenges or pretending that everything is within your control. It means focusing on what you can do, even in the face of obstacles, and refusing to let excuses hold you back. Responsibility is not about perfection. It is about progress. It is about recognizing that you will make mistakes, face setbacks, and encounter difficulties along the way, but choosing to move forward regardless. It is a mindset that says, I may not have control over everything, but I do have control over how I respond, what I choose, and what I work toward. This mindset empowers you to take charge of your life and create a future that aligns with your values and aspirations. Taking responsibility is a lifelong practice. It requires constant reflection, effort, and a willingness to adapt. It challenges you to step up, take ownership, and make intentional choices that shape the direction of your life. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Responsibility gives you the freedom to stop waiting for circumstances to change and to start creating the life you want. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on the person you become and the direction your life takes. Human beings are deeply influenced by their environments, and your relationships form one of the most significant parts of that environment. The energy, attitudes, and values of those closest to you can either propel you toward your goals or hold you back from reaching your full potential. Choosing your circle wisely is not just important, it is essential to achieving growth, success, and fulfillment. The influence of your relationships is subtle yet powerful. Often, people underestimate just how much the behaviors and mindsets of others can affect their own thoughts and actions. When you spend time with individuals who are driven, positive, and supportive, their energy inspires you to aim higher and stay committed to your goals. Conversely, if you are surrounded by negativity, doubt, or complacency, it becomes much harder to maintain your focus and motivation. The attitudes and beliefs of those around you can seep into your own, shaping how you view yourself and the world. Supportive relationships are a cornerstone of growth. These are the people who believe in you even when you struggle to believe in yourself. They encourage you to dream big, challenge you to push beyond your limits, and celebrate your victories, no matter how small. They are not afraid to hold you accountable, offering constructive feedback and guidance when you need it most. Supportive individuals create an environment where you feel safe to take risks and learn from failure. Knowing that you have a network of people who will stand by you through thick and thin. Important is recognizing when certain relationships may no longer be serving you. It can be difficult to let go of connections that have been a part of your life for a long time, but it's necessary to evaluate whether these relationships align with the person you want to become. Toxic or draining relationships, those filled with constant criticism, jealousy, or negativity, can hinder your progress and sap your energy. Choosing to distance yourself from such influences is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of self-respect and self-preservation. Building a strong, positive circle takes intentionality. It begins with seeking out individuals who inspire you, who share your values, and who challenge you to grow. These connections don't happen by accident. They require effort and a willingness to invest in relationships that uplift and empower you. It might mean stepping out of your comfort zone to meet new people, joining communities aligned with your interests, or reconnecting with those who bring positivity and wisdom into your life. It is also worth considering the type of influence you bring to others. Relationships are a two-way street, and the energy you contribute matters just as much as the energy you receive. Strive to be the kind of person who uplifts others, who listens without judgment, and who supports those around you in their own journeys. By being intentional about the role you play in your relationships, you create a ripple effect of positivity and growth that benefits everyone involved. While surrounding yourself with positive influences is crucial, it's equally important to remember that you are ultimately responsible for your own choices and growth. The right circle can inspire and support you, but they cannot do the work for you. They can offer encouragement and guidance, but it's up to you to take action and make decisions that align with your goals. Relying too heavily on others can lead to dependency, so it's important to strike a balance between seeking support and taking ownership of your journey. Your circle also has the potential to expose you to new perspectives and ideas that expand your worldview. When you engage with people who think differently, who have diverse experiences and backgrounds, you open yourself to learning and growth in ways you might not have considered. These interactions can challenge your assumptions, inspire creativity, and deepen your understanding of the world. Relationships are one of the most valuable resources you have, but they require care and attention to flourish. Strong connections are built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to growth. They require effort, communication, and the willingness to navigate challenges together. But when nurtured, these relationships become a source of strength, motivation, and joy that enhances every aspect of your life. The people you surround yourself with are a reflection of your values and priorities. They shape your habits, influence your decisions, and contribute to the atmosphere in which you live and grow. By intentionally choosing your circle and being mindful of the energy you bring to your relationships, you set the stage for a life filled with purpose, achievement, and connection.